Hey everybody, it's late on Monday night, and it's been an emotional day. So forgive me, I'm not as exuberant as I usually am, but the day was a reminder of one of tonight's topic. Um, that one of our fears in life that's pretty pervasive is this fear of scarcity, that somehow we're not going to have enough of something, whether that be enough money or enough success, enough stuff, or enough love. And this fear of scarcity is the result of the way that our brains have evolved over eons. And the parts of the brain that developed first were those parts that were responsible for our survival, and they are the ones that house the fight or flight response, and they're responsible for helping us go out and get the things that we need to survive. And those parts of the brain are the very primitive parts. The parts of our brain sit right on top of our spinal column. They're very reactive in terms of almost automatic. And over the top of that, the cortex developed that was our rational side. It was the side that helped us think through things. And so the problem is that since the primitive part of the brain is responsible for fight, flight, or freeze responses that have us deal with real threats in our environment, it's very automatic, and that's good when you're going, when you're in the wild or in the savannah and you need to, if there is a perceived threat, you need to react right now in order to survive. The problem is we no longer live in the savannah. The problem is that now we live in a civilized society, and when we just react and we let that fearful part of our brain drive us without thinking, some disastrous things result. In other words, true scarcity is fairly rare in our society today, especially if you're in a Western culture. But scarcity thinking runs amok. So we think that we're starving, or we're without money, or we think as if there's something really threatening, and we react as if that is true. And our primitive brain can't sort it out. We have to rely on our upper parts of our brain to sort out what is true scarcity and what is just scarcity thinking. And unfortunately, scarcity thinking pushes us to do things in a very reactive way that's very damaging to ourselves. We either overeat, or we overspend, or we don't spend enough, we underspend, or we're clingy in relationships, or we get jealous in relationships, and it's the scarcity thinking that causes problems. What I'd like you to do is start to exercise your thinking parts of your brain and question those thoughts or reactions or feelings of anxiety that show up as scarcity thinking, and really question whether or not it's true scarcity. Do I really need this? Am I really less of a person if I don't have this? Am I really going to die if I lose this relationship? And start to question that. Because if you don't, that primitive part of your brain will continue to push you around in your life, and you'll make all sorts of hurtful decisions for yourself that impact others too, based on this reactivity to something that really doesn't exist, that scarcity thinking. I hope you're doing well. I look forward to talking to you. Yours in peace, love, and light. Namaste.